even applies.
Well, I think you're much more than a pub star. So, Mearis, I know you did a lot of statistical analysis. Like you took the corpus of all the public games that were played in Dota, and that was with the help of, I guess, initially the Dota buff people, and now the Dotaholic guys, right?
Right.
And so,
And
where
yeah,
can
but yeah, I looked at a lot of pub games. So, and I looked at which heroes were successful, which combination of heroes were successful, just stuff like that. Sort of going in a bit more mathematical depth. But oh, look, it's the bans are starting right now.
Sure, yeah. So we see MTW and Team Empire are the people who made it through to the finals. MTW had a number of I think fairly close games, whereas Empires were more one-sided. But they both made it here, and so they've banned out. These are very very typical bans, especially coming from MTW. They took out Spectre, they took out Meepo. Meepo has actually been banned in the first set of bans of every single game so far in this tournament. Do you have any insight on Meepo, Miaris?
He's just I didn't get a chance to look at the numbers when Meepo came in because he was added somewhat recently, but I think just from experience of playing with him, he's just an absolutely terrible hero, and he's even worse when you look at him in a competitive game, because what's interesting to me is that they banned I think Ogre Magi, which is not actually that terrible a hero, and it's even got a stun.
So Ogre Magi has intelligence, right?
Yes.
So I think maybe they banned him. So in ATOD, there's a rule that you have to have, you have to have an intelligence hero, you have to have a ranged hero, and so the fact that Ogre Magi is intelligence but melee makes him sort of an option of instead of giving them a different intelligence hero, it might be better you can give them Ogre Magi and you've sort of fulfilled your intelligence requirement.
Yes, but then you have to give him another ranged hero.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
that's
Yeah,
true. That's
that's
true. I don't know.
this is interesting though because of course since this is a bit of a joke tournament and it's not going to be a
It's got
serious
serious.
format.
It's got a good prize pool. It's pretty. It's pretty sizable, better than some of the real tournaments.
Yeah, that's true. But for example, okay, yeah, Spirit Breaker, that's another like really really bad hero.
Yeah,
It's really
actually,
interesting to see.
I've been somewhat surprised at how few teams have relied on giving the Spirit Breakers away. So in this tournament, we actually haven't seen Spirit Breaker that often. We haven't even really seen him as a ban or often a pick. But I think definitely Spirit Breaker is good to rely upon as a solid. He's somewhat effective in public games, but definitely at the professional level, his kit is just it's very weird and not very strong. But definitely, you see both teams are starting out by giving the other team as many carries as possible. So heroes that become effective later need a lot of farm. Sniper absolutely is one of the most hard carries in the game. Phantom Lancer, and they're continuing. MTW has given Team Empire a favorite in reverse captains, which is Necrolite, because he's also here. No, I don't think he's that bad. I don't think Necrolite is that bad, but in this game mode, he's extremely good because he's intelligence, he's ranged, and unlike almost every other ranged intelligence here, he needs a lot of farm to actually become effective.
Well, not only that, but he's sort of in this weird position where he's not quite a semi carry, but he's not quite a support either. Like
Right.
he plays like a semi carry, but he can't support. He's sort of like a weird death prophet, but he can't push.
Yeah, he's tanky like Death Prophet is, I guess is what you're saying. Like he's has high survivability, but he doesn't really push the way Death Prophet does. He doesn't have a silence. He does have a little more burst damage in the form of his ultimate, but yeah, very very popular in A to D specifically. In the reverse captains mode that you can sort of play at home, there are no restrictions on what heroes you can give other people, and I think Necrolite is less popular there. But definitely, if you have to, give away at least one ranged hero, and you have to give away one intelligence hero, Necrolite is a favorite of the teams in this tournament. But
So
yeah, go ahead.
it's interesting that MTW clearly what they're going with here is just completely overloading the other team of carries.
Yep.
So they've given them three carries right now, and they're obviously gonna give them like.
Empire has given MTW three carries. Is what you mean? Well, I guess both teams have given the other mostly carry heroes. We sort of have the semi carry, Spirit Breaker.
Oh right, because MTW's picks. Yeah, I wasn't
Yes,
really sure.
MTW's
So,
picks are the ones appearing at the bottom. So
okay.
MTW is
Yeah.
picking Phantom Lancer, Necrolite, and Ricky for Empire, and Empire is
Right.
picking Sniper, Spirit Breaker, Phantom Assassin for MTW.
I sort of.
I think we've seen Phantom Assassin in every game this tournament as well. Very 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 popular bad hero for sure.
It's interesting because like each of those heroes, if taken, because this is something that you said in the introduction, you're trying to draft like the anti-synergy.
Right.
So heroes that have absolutely no synergy whatsoever with each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's
So actually, this Zeus ban for Empire is very interesting, and I don't know if I'd call it a tactical mistake per se, but it's interesting that they chose to do that because they need to give MTW an int hero. You can see MTW has Agi,
Hmm.
Strength, Agi. So one of those two last picks that Empire has, they have to give MTW an int hero. So you can see MTW is already hedging against that with their final bans. They've taken out Outworld Destroyer, who's an int carry who becomes effective very late, so obviously a disaster to have on your team in reverse captain's mode. And they've taken out Warlock, who's considered one of the weakest supports. So you'll probably see them take out another intelligence hero. They take out Visage, who's a very micro-intensive hero. So they took out 3 int heroes, and it's interesting that Empire actually also banned an int hero. I wonder if that wasn't sort of a mistake because they forgot that they had already received an intelligence hero. And then they take out Huskar and Alchemist, two of the worst carries in the pool, because MTW will certainly now be just looking to give Empire carries if they can, I
I
think.
was talking to a friend who's much better at Dota than me, and I was discussing like how the Alchemist patch affected him, and basically what he said is they just give him more money, which is like the thing that he didn't need. So basically, he's just as bad
Right.
as he was. He can just rise faster, which is
Right.
not.
But so I think that may have improved his adequacy in other formats, but definitely in reverse captain's mode, where your problem is not being able to farm, like not being able to farm quickly with your heroes that get farm. It's that you have too many heroes that want farm, and
Mhm.
Alchemist really isn't going to help you at all in that respect. So
Bam! There goes Kanka.
yeah, so Kunkka's another very very popular hero in this tournament. They needed MTW needed to give Empire a strength hero, and so Kunkka is going to be their choice. Kunkka is pretty squishy for a strength hero. Many strength heroes have very very high health point pools, and they're good at tanking. Kunkka is not good at those things. And additionally, Kunkka is a sort of finesse hero that works well when he's paired with certain supports which are never given away in reverse captain's
Yeah,
mode.
right. Yeah, well, Kanka kind of, sort of, synergizes with Ricky's Smoke Cloud, I guess.
Mm.
Very sort of. I mean, I'm pretty.
Yeah, I suppose you could do some sort of smoke cloud, slow from Phantom Lancer, try to land your torrent. I don't know. I mean, that's
Yeah.
certainly that they'll try to do that. I think we'll talk about how lanes are going to shake out in a bit once we sort of finish up these
Oh,
picks. But
Jesus, like guessing these lines. Here, they're gonna get 2 more carries for sure. So
so MTW, so Empire needs to give MTW an int hero, and I don't
I'm
think I don't
thinking
think they
something
can give
Death
them
Prophet.
silencer because that
It's
would
not
actually
Death
be
Prophet, I think.
Death Prophet, yeah. Well, they're going to start with yeah. So now they need to give them an int hero. They've gone with another melee carry, anti-mage, who is a very strong hero out in the real world, but in reverse captains, he's frequently picked up as just saddling the team with more and more heroes that really require a lot of farm to be
Look at
effective.
that team, Jesus! They've got incidentally, like, agility carries are
Hmm.
one of by far the most popular heroes in public games because they scale the best in the late game, and so everyone wants to play the hero that will end up killing all the enemy team and so forth. That's, I mean, this is fairly typical to everyone who's had the misfortune of playing in a public team where everyone. This very much could be like the average team.
Oh yeah, I've certainly. I don't think I've played on the Sniper, Phantom Assassin, Anti-Mage team, but
Oh,
Ricky,
I'm sure.
Necrolite, Phantom Lancer sounds eerily familiar to me.
I'm guessing they're gonna get. Okay, so
So
who?
who do you think will play who? That's also interesting. So
Oh,
I think it's going to be Cinderin on Sniper, and they're going to run him mid because they don't have a mid out of their other heroes. If they do,
no,
if
I
they
don't.
do give them Death Prophet, then Death Prophet's going to go up mid. So they
Well,
give them Bloodseeker. That's no
I
surprise either.
think. Oh yeah, I don't think they can run Sniper mid because Sniper. Well, first of all, it's gonna be against Bloodseeker, and Sniper would do terrible.
Okay, yeah, Bloodseeker. Well,
I'm not sure
I don't think
but
Sniper
the
is
other.
actually. I don't think Sniper is bad against Bloodseeker mid at all
No,
because
that's yeah. The
uh
new headshot's really good.
yeah, exactly. Plus he can out deny and ensure that Bloodseeker doesn't get quite as many constant denies and stuff
The the
because of his
thing
great attack
is,
animation.
if they put, I think they're gonna have to have Sniper as support. As bad as this is, no way harassing.
He should be
They have to put a
refresher and int stacking Sniper for his ultimate is what they should do because his Sniper's ultimate has such good range that they should just use Spirit Breaker to charge and set up the refresher ult, the ult refresher ult from the Sniper. That's my final call on what they should do.
Um, I think they're gonna go for, yeah. They're gonna be given like a ranged int, and so a really farm intensive ranged int. That's got to be Death Prophet.
Yeah, I definitely think they're going to give him Death Prophet. If I don't know who
But
else they
Death
would really
Prophet can
want to.
kind
It's
of
got to be.
play like the support.
Yeah. No, they can definitely support Death Prophet, and it does give them a strong mid. I think that's why they're taking so long to choose, is that they don't really want to give them Death Prophet, which sort of is a decent mid. But I don't know that they have many other valid choices. They're about to
They
get
can.
randomed. Randomed will be bad. Wow, and they choose Invoker. That's certainly
Holy.
interesting. So Invoker, interestingly enough, has sort of fallen out of favor of the pro scene, like the unironic pro scene, as it were. Um, but I still think he's strong. He does require some farm, which is maybe both teams are trying to give the other as much as farm requiring here as possible.
It's. I think the point is that Invoker now they nerfed him quite a lot in the last patch,
They
and the
nerf
way
his
they nerfed him
damage.
is
Yeah.
they nerfed his damage. So I mean, you could put him mid, but if you put him mid against something like a Bloodseeker,
Hmm.
Bloodseeker can just go out with a stout shield,
Right.
and he's gonna be really, really tanky.
That's true. With his
And
shield, Invoker's going to be barely. If he decides to go Exort, he's going to barely be able to do any damage to him at all. So interesting.
right,
They are gonna. So Tullux is mTw's main carry player right now. So they're going to farm on this Phantom Assassin. I almost always. I think we see that whenever a team gets stuck with Phantom Assassin in ATOD, they always make the Phantom Assassin the farmer. And I think that's very smart, because Phantom Assassin is one of the most useless heroes when played as a support. I played some casual reverse captains mode, and people were running Phantom Assassin support. Don't do that. Don't run support Phantom Assassin. It's not a good idea. Uh, all right, so they're definitely gonna run Cinderin up in the middle on this Invoker. So we got Cinderin on the Invoker, Warlog on the Spirit Breaker. Matrum's gonna be playing Sniper. He may very well be a support sniper. I see six tangos and an Iron Branch so far, and then Dutch Freak is going to be playing the anti-mage. And why don't you
no,
introduce
no, it's
Empire?
support Invoker. You're wrong.
Oh wow, yeah, it's gonna be sideline support Invoker. Yeah, he's got the Sentry wards for Ricky and or for Phantom Lancer Doppelwalk. Neither of whom it looks like are going top, but that's that's fine. Wow. Okay, so who are they running? They are running
No,
the
no,
sniper mid. I told
that's
you they'd
not
run the
what the
sniper mid.
sentry wards are for. The sentry wards are to stop them in case they try to ward their pull.
Yeah, you're right. They're gonna ward here.
The commentator saying, "And have some faith of Meepo." Dude, Meepo's not getting past the ban phase. It's just
No,
not happening.
no. Practiced him today, Cinder and No Faith. So they are going to run the sniper mid. I think that's sensible, especially now that there's.
Yeah.
Is this going up against? Are they really running Phantom Lancer mid? No, right. Scandal's in a bit of trouble here. They're gonna bullman him. He's about to get bullmanned. He's gonna. I think he might die. We got level 1 shrapnel from this sniper. That's good. And Spearbreaker's gonna pick up the first blood here. Wow, that's the bullman. Is this gonna be a roaming bullman? Just like I see he has the stout shield, which is smart, and we definitely have Matchroom up in the middle. Interestingly, it's really interesting that they put PL mid. Um,
Well, they kind of have to sort of make their lanes work at all.
so
As in,
Godlike is gonna be. Is he gonna be a support Bloodseeker then? That's what that looks like.
no jungling Bloodseeker.
Oh yeah, he's just gonna jungle. Yeah, you're right. So jungling Bloodseeker is certainly not very strong, but if you can have a jungler, no matter how bad they are, it's good to have a jungler.
Oh look,
Yeah,
it's
Warlock is
happening again.
jumping down to Funnick now. I don't think he can 1v1 him necessarily. He's still level 1, and Funnick actually already hit level 2. We got Anti-Mage stacking. Anti-Mage is doing this sort of multi-stack, multi-pull, where he pulls the creep wave to multiple
That
different jungle camps.
actually, okay, this actually takes exquisite timing.
Oh yeah,
Because I mean,
absolutely.
it's because the thing is, you have to make sure that the second camp that you're pulling
Comes
reaches
just as the previous camp dies. Yeah.
dies. Otherwise, the creeps won't chase them.
This is interesting. There's oh my god, do you see this ward situation here, Mearis? With the so the observer ward is out of LOS of the sentry ward, even though they're
Well,
right on top of each other.
It would reveal it.
If
It-
it
it's-
reveals it, but they can't see it. None of them
Yes.
can actually see that the observer ward is sitting there. That's amazing. We got a little bit of Kunkka versus anti-mage action here. I don't know if anti-mage can win this fight.
Well, he burnt all his mana.
Yeah,
So I mean, yeah, he can't kill him now.
yeah,
but
yeah. Cinderin's sort of hunting for Scandal here. They're gonna Cold Blood. Sorry, Cold Snap. Jesus, I can speak English. They might kill Scandal. Yeah, they do kill Scandal. Well, so mTw taking an early lead. This support Invoker is a pretty good call for helping Tullux farm. And this Animage is probably just going to sit in the jungle as much as he possibly can to give that PA more levels. That's actually what we saw yesterday too. I don't remember what team it was, but they played a dual jungle Faceless Void Skeleton King, and I was just in love with the strategy. It was
You know,
so
it'd be
so
interesting
brilliant.
if, as a variation on the theme of this, you have regular picks, but each team gets to put a mole on the other team to cockblock them in every single.
I really like that, but
Then you can suicide their career. Like
it's not
they
really
should.
a mole because they would be able to identify who it was. You can't like
No, no,
make
no.
it
Of
like a
course.
secret.
No, no, no,
Maybe
no, no. Right.
if you banned team like voice communication and you made them all pick generic names so they didn't know who on their team was not really on their team.
Yeah, but then they start talking in
Oh
Russian.
wow,
Or whatever.
they might get a double kill on Cinderin and Tulix here. They'd definitely kill Cinderin. That was a great Kunkka torrent there. They won't kill Tulix, but they did get Cinderin, so that's something that puts Empire on the board. And it looks like somebody did finally clear this observer ward out. Or no, it didn't time out. They did clear it out. Somebody
Yeah.
found it. It lasted a long time considering there was a sentry ward on top of it though.
See, Dustry keeps doing all this pulling, which is interesting. If
It's
this is
great. This
completely,
is the I saw somebody on Phantom Assassin did this as well. It's the we need a jungler, otherwise we're going to lose the sort of farm battle against the team that can use their Bloodseeker to jungle. You can see Bloodseeker's having quite a bit of trouble too, but Bloodseeker's tough to jungle with, honestly. He's nominally a
well,
jungler
he's
hero,
tough
but he's pretty
unless
weak.
you once you get a few items, it's okay. It's
Oh
not
yeah,
great.
yeah. It stabilizes, but if you're gonna be jungling from level 1, it's quite a pain in the ass.
There's also the issue that you can get lucky or unlucky on creep spawns
Oh
because
yeah,
bloods.
absolutely. That's true of many non-traditional junglers, though. Really, it's interesting that this sniper and PL in middle are almost at a standstill. It looks like sniper's going to beat Phantom Lancer to this rune. He is not, because Scandal's going to come down and sort of deny it. Really good play from Scandal there to ensure that Blowyourbrain was able to secure that rune, but he's left SS up here wide open. He's going to die. He is going to do a good defensive torrent. It does miss though. SS is he's dead. Oh, poor guy. He
All right.
lands one melee hit on Cinderin. And looks like Scandal, Matrim is going to go down in the middle. Scandal comes down, manages to pick him off really smart. He saw that because he couldn't really save Kunkka, he might as well stick around down here in the middle and help out Blow Your Brain and try to eke back the advantage in this middle lane. So Blow Your Brain is actually going to catch up on farm now, basically.
Yeah, there's the issue that I don't know because I was gonna say like Phantom Assassin is unstoppable once she gets sufficient farm, but so is PL. Like, a
Oh
fully
yeah,
farmed
definitely. When there's 5 carries on each team, it's kind of tough to say that one team has like a huge early game advantage or a huge late game advantage against the other.
It's also hard to say who has a huge early game disadvantage.
Yeah, it's certainly true. I mean, even Kunkka, even though he's not that ineffective early, if he's given if it goes very late, he can sort of start one-shotting people. He could definitely one-shot that Invoker or the Sniper with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Tidebringer cleave damage that it gives.
yeah, but he's not getting that much farm.
No, I mean.
Oh wow, look at that though. It's the Ricky and the PL are the two top farmers. Ricky's
Yep.
getting complete free farm.
Yeah, Ricky is doing well. He's up against Warlog, which like Warlog has really no way without additional support of doing much damage to the Ricky. Plus, there's the threat of the Bloodseeker coming out and making life hell for him as well.
It's interesting that basically after they gave him Ricky fairly early on, so they gave them. So Empire gave mTw Anti-Mage, which is one of the heroes which gets countered pretty fucking hard by
I think
Ricky.
Anti-Mage was picked third, but yeah, that's
No, he
definitely
got
true.
picked fourth.
Oh,
I
fourth.
think.
Yeah, maybe you're
Right.
right.
So
We got Anti-Mage taking some damage, actually. Wow, amazing defensive Tornado from Cinder in there, but it wasn't quite enough. And we got Spear Breaker's going to charge all the way across the map to pick off Funnick, who actually ported over here to help out. I don't know if Tillix is in that much danger. I don't think he is. Spear Breaker is still charging. I think we're going to see some Bullman action here. If Cinderin manages to catch up, and if they have detection, which I'm not sure they do. Oh, they had dust. They have dust on Warlock. Wow, Funnick's going to go down. Or, yeah, he is. Bullman! Warlock has definitely been practicing his Bullman. This is strong.
how
He
do you
doesn't have
practice
great
like
farm.
playing a bullman? Do you read like a lot of Hemingway or something?
Wow. That's pretty good, Mearis. I like it.
Thank you.
Alright, so Goblak, while Ricky was out hunting, has sort of picked up the slack up in this lane.
You notice, by the way,
he's hit
Bottle
6,
Sniper.
actually. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna run mid, Bottle's not a bad idea. You realize he has 3 shrapnel in one of each of his other abilities.
Wow.
So he really needs that mana regen to pop that amazing ability shrapnel.
Possibly the worst nuke in the game.
Well, shrapnel's
Actually,
not a nuke. It's a pushing tool. He's gonna die actually. Matchroom's gonna go down.
no.
That was an
He
excellent
dodged the
torrent.
turret. But he's
Did
still
he
gonna
dodge
die.
it? I think he got hit.
No, he dodged it. He
Oh,
didn't
okay,
get
maybe
sent
got
up in the air.
But
He
I
just
think
has
he's
like
slow
no
from
base
the
hit
Spirit
points
Lance.
whatsoever.
Yeah, he's squishy, and the Spirit Lance slowed him down, I think.
Yeah, so this PL is gonna be really scary.
Yeah, definitely. Empire is doing pretty well at getting farm on their heroes in general. They've got Necrolite doesn't have a lot, but he's sort of taking a support role, which makes sense. I mean, if you have anybody that can support, they might as well support. And so it's interesting that Scandal, their typical solo mid player, took up the Necrolite and is playing him as a hard support, but that's fine.
It's not quite a hard support. It's like a roaming.
Yeah,
I don't.
well, I mean, that really is... I mean, he's warding and roaming. That's typically what you see Crystal Maiden doing when you do see her. SS is going to die to the sniper sniped. Blow Your Brain actually is running in with Doppelwalk and... Oh, wow. He does so much damage with that double damage. That was excellent.
Yeah.
Wow, and Dutch Freak... Ooh, he manages to blink away. That was good. Bullman's in a bit of trouble here. They just stunned him with that Necrolite hit, but it's not quite enough. It's a very short stun on Necrolite's ultimate.
It's I think half a second.
Yeah, yeah. It's useful sometimes, but I think in that case they were unlikely to catch him even with that. But yeah, Blow Your Brain doing quite well, and they're getting a lot of farm on Funnick. Funnick has just been sitting here picking up some last hits. He's level 8. Is he the highest level on the map? So PL and
Highest level,
Ricky
most
are a
farm.
level ahead of everybody, yeah. Oh, wow. So Empire doing pretty well. Let's take a look at the gold graph. Yeah, they're up by only about a K, so that could still change, but... I think we got some Bullman action. They're charging Blow Your Brain with Bullman. He just goes right through Goblack. I don't think Blow Your Brain is in too much trouble here, honestly. No, he just has to just walk back. They're going to try to get Goblack. Warlog actually is afflicted by the Bloodseeker roll. He immediately stops moving. Unfortunately, ooh, good tornado again. Sidron has been on point with these defensive tornadoes. Will they get
Sidron's
Goblack?
a very good
They
invoker.
won't, unfortunately, yeah. They're still trying to get some kills. Animage is still level 5, which is very problematic for trying to actually kill
That
Necrolite
if
here.
you could have altered, like
Yeah.
Scandal was dead. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Scandal's just takes some damage from creep hits here. He's down to about 150 HP, but it won't be enough to kill him. Funnick, meanwhile, I think he's going to try to get match room. No, I don't think he can. He might try to hunt in the jungle here, but what they don't know is nobody's actually in this jungle besides Radiant. So, I'm surprised at how little farm Tullix has, considering, I mean,
Right.
they've been giving him a free lane. All he
He
has
also
is Phase
does have
Boots,
2 kills,
Aquila.
doesn't he?
Does he? Yeah, he does have 2 kills. That's pretty good. But still, he's, quite a decent stretch behind Blow Your Brain, who's had sort of a hellish lane in the middle with, like, lots of action. And Ricky.
It's
Ricky
not that
makes
hellish.
sense.
I mean, Sniper at low levels does, especially Sniper, because all
Well,
the damage to
Shrapnel first
early-
sniper.
Yeah,
He's not getting too many headshots. Funnick is going to get killed, probably. It takes a lot of them to really get Funnick down there, considering they had the detection, they had the stun from Warlog, from the Spirit Breaker. We got a regen rune for Phantom Lancer, and he's just going to double walk around. Anyway, I think Sniper is a lot more dangerous these days if he takes the headshot, take aim combo early, but because he's heavy shrapnel for, whatever reason that happened to be, it's going to be harder for him to actually do a lot of harassment or damage that way.
Right.
Oh, Tullix. I actually completely missed that kill. Where did that happen? Oh, I guess Kunkka came back to top lane. Tullix was like, nope, you should not come back.
Well, Tullix now has the crit,
Yeah.
and that crit skill it's really frustrating, which is of course
Sure.
how it was designed, but it
Yes.
doesn't go off,
Matchup's
and then
gonna get
you
picked
get
off in the middle right
you
now.
get 2 of them in a row,
And
you just,
Necrolite Scythe takes him down. Scandal is being bullmanned, though. I think actually the bullman's going to get the kill here. No, he cancels the charge. And he's in the Roshan pit, so Roshan is now making his displeasure felt.
even stuns him.
Yeah. Funnick is looking to try to get a pick off on Tullix. I don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. They're massing up, so wow, Tullix gets lucky dodging that. Wow, amazing blink there to dodge the ship. He's still going to get killed because it's a 3 vs 1. But he dodges the torrent. That was just pure luck. But then he dodges the ship by blinking which unfortunately causes him to take damage from the
Maybe
Bloodseeker.
he read one of the best books on Amazon called How to Avoid Large Ships. Look it up.
I've seen that. That's good. Is that what it's called? How to avoid large ships?
Yep. It's a guide on laning against Kunkka.
I'm glad. I'm glad we decided to co-cast this, Mearis. It's good.
Thank you.
So it looks like they might pick up this top lane here. It doesn't look like mTw is really that interested. Well, actually, they're bringing over the Bullman and Cinderin, so they might try to make a play out, at least denying it. I don't know if they're going to have more ports in. They are going to... It looks like Tullix is going to port in, and it looks like Dutch Freak is going to as well. SS might not live that long, though. Cinderin's being chased by Blow Your Brain. He manages to pop a dust before he leaves. Funnick is going to get sniped by the sniper, which is not... I mean, they got a 2-for-1 trade, which is okay, but they're still chasing. They're still going to try to kill Scandal. I don't know
Well,
if they
it's
can.
not just about who gets... Right now, basically, it's
Oh,
Tullix
they
getting-
popped the AM ult. Tullix is going down, though. That's unfortunate to lose your carry player to that. It looks like they overextended. Now they're being chased the other way by Funnick, Goblack, and Blairburn. Did Funnick buy back into that? Yeah, he did buy back. That's the sort of... I mean, even though these are horrible heroes, you still see this pro-level play where they know exactly when to buy back. They always sort of have the gold to do it if they can. And so
This-
even if... Yeah.
This is basically the equivalent of NASCAR, is getting really good racers through, like, run on really shit cars.
Wait, what is... Does somebody have Helm of the Dominator on...
Yes. I think Phantom Assassin bought a Morbid Mask.
Yeah, but somebody on Radiant, I think, has Helm of the Dom. No, they don't. I'm just going crazy. What I just saw was a Dire creep attacking the Dire Tower, but I don't know. Maybe it was just mutinous. It's just a fan of Russians. It's actually a sleeper agent, a Russian sleeper agent. Did you know that there's a new show, Mearis, on American television about Russian sleeper agents, which, as you know, are a great danger in the year 2012?
I read an article about that. I think it was about these bunch of spies that very recently got outed. I think it was in the New York Review of Books. It was in the New York.
Oh wow, that excellent torrent they're going to ship Dutch Freak to. Wow, that was perhaps overkill, but they certainly did kill him.
Yes. Wow,
Actually,
that was-
no, it was smart because they're going to get the tower off that too. Do they know Tullix is there? Well, Tullix is going to make himself see. Oh, Bullman. Uh-oh. He's going to get Scandal.
I don't know what-
Oh, brutal.
I think Tulik sort of assumed that they knew he was there, so that he might as well
He might
go
as
in.
well, yeah. I think SS is going to get picked up by the sniper. Oh, he lives. I mean, not for very long. Funnick has no mana and no hope of survival. That was all shrapnel, in my opinion, right there. That was the level 4 shrapnel paying off. They're chasing that. No, the donkey is way too strong. There's that. Did you see that Invoker nerf? He barely did any damage to that courier.
Yeah.
Blairbrain's pushing in the bottom. Meanwhile, he has Vlads, he has drums. He's getting a really good aura stack here, and he's gone Phase Boots, which is very unusual for Phantom Lancer. But
Yeah.
it's the new meta.
See, I'm sort of hesitant to double guess what like a pro
Yeah,
is
sure.
doing, but
Well, there is sometimes, like, when Quost first started playing Sniper after the Sniper buffs, he went Ethereal Blade, and then he said in chat that he was going the Ethereal Blade to specifically mislead people into thinking that Ethereal Blade was a good item on Sniper.
that's wow. I don't give these players enough credit.
I knew that would make him more appealing in your eyes specifically. What, he was trolling? Tell me more. Wow,
No.
Blow Your Brain is really dangerous right now. Look, he sort of drove away Cinderin and Warlock. There's almost nothing they can do to
Well,
stop
but
his
I'm
attack.
sure like prior to the international
Mhm.
teams were or a
Cinderin's
tournament that
gonna get,
actually.
he's going to dive very hard on Cinderin. He's
Oh
going to
yeah,
get a kill.
but it makes sense.
Yeah, no, he's just extremely dangerous right now. He's got the highest net worth by a large margin on the map. He's got 7,500 because of the Vlads, the Phase Boots, the Drum, and now he picks up another tower kill as well. So this Phantom Lancer is really going to start taking over this game soon, I think.
I think he already has. He's interesting.
Ooh,
Is
Goblack is about to
PA
get
going for
combination
a
Bullman
cleaver?
and
No, he's not.
No, I think he's getting his BKB.
See, I would have thought a cleaver
No,
would be
he-
good, especially against PL.
First of all, it's the wrong game, Mearis. No such thing as a cleaver. Second of all, I think he wants the BKB early because stuff like Kunkka and Necrolite is just going to really be, and even Smoke Cloud is going to be really oppressive otherwise. But yeah,
How
Blow
does
Your Brain.
BKB
What is
interact
his
with
record right
Smoke
now?
Cloud?
Oh, I think you don't get the slow and you don't get the miss rate. It
Oh,
just
really?
doesn't fit.
You
Yeah,
sure?
yeah. I'm not sure, but I think that's how it works.
I don't have any idea.
Ooh, Phonic's chasing Matchroom here. I don't think he can get this kill. Well, actually, it depends. Blow Your Brain is gonna help him out. Now Matchroom's dead. Ouch. Ah, brutal.
That PL.
I'm not sure they have a
brutal.
solution for this Phantom Lancer. He's 9-0. It's just kind of incredible, honestly. I think he's having an item ferried to him right now by the crew. That was a good deny. Cinderin is so good. What a good Invoker player. But he just has no auto attack damage. I mean, not only is his auto attack damage nerfed, he's not Exort, he's Wex Quaz. So,
Right, well, but that's the much better.
Oh,
like,
no, no,
Exort's
definitely.
a lot more item dependent. Like,
Yeah,
trying to go
yes.
a support
If you're
Exort
going to be a
player.
support, yeah, you should be Wex Quaz. So for those who don't know, basically Invoker works. He can create a lot of different spells through combinations of his 3 primary abilities, which are passives, and so you can sort of choose which ones to level because you can't really level all 3 in Equanimity. So in this case, Cinderin's gone for Quas, which gives you more strength, and Wex, which gives you agility and attack speed and movement speed, but not Exort, which gives you damage, and consequently his damage is very, very low, naturally. Warlock is going to try to pick off Funnick. I think he can do it if he pops the ult for it. Maybe he won't even need to. Yeah, he doesn't need to. He's going to ult Goblak, but a big ship on Tullix. See, this is why he needs that BKB, right? If a ship just lands on him, he can't do anything as the Radiant take him apart.
It's interesting because ship is one of the hardest abilities to actually aim properly.
Oh, yeah. Incredibly hard. But, I mean, if you rely on anybody... Poor Matchroom. That sniper's just been having the worst time.
Yeah,
He's 4 and 5, which is not too bad. He's no anti-mage is 0 and 5, so.
Jesus Christ. Teammates are like, stop feeding you fucking. Well, to make it like a full pub game, you gotta have the pub atmosphere.
Right. There was a good game earlier in ATOD where Navi were playing, I think Empire actually, and they gave Empire Shadow Fiend, and Empire gave them Anti-Mage, and apparently the teammates of Hvost, who was going to be on the Anti-Mage, obviously because it's Hvost, they convinced him to go solo mid against Shadow Fiend with the Anti-Mage. And so about halfway through the game, he starts complaining in all chat, being like, man, they told me this would be fun. They said, yeah, you'll kill the Shadow Fiend, just go. But yeah, so I think Empire really just seized control of this game. They're, do they have all their towers? No, they have all their towers but one. So they're 4 towers ahead. mTw is going to smoke to try to get back in it. They're going to try to look for somebody. I'm not sure they'll actually find Goblak or Phantom Lancer. They're going to try.
I don't think they can do anything. The problem is this PL. It's
Yeah,
just, even,
absolutely.
I mean, they're losing this, but even if they were to get back into it, just PL is so far ahead of everyone. I'm surprised he's not going for something like Radiance to just completely destroy them at this point. I mean, Radiance is, again, usually not a very good item, but if you're stomping them so bad, you might as well.
Sure, just to exert additional. Well, I don't know. I feel like Diffusal. He actually, you've seen what he went though, right?
Look, like there was
Classic
Brazilian.
reverse captain's mode item.
Sangayasha?
Yes, yes. So yeah, I don't know. I think Empire are definitely taking a commanding lead right now. It would be definitely difficult for mTw to get back into this.
So-
but there was a time in which and now he has Orb of Venom, so he might be making Scotty.
So there's a question. There's, as you can see by the chat, there's some Brazilian commentators that are watching this game. So do you think that they explain to the Brazilians that are watching this that this is actually reverse captain's mode, or people think that this is actually a real game or real fix?
Ah, yes, this is the international qualifiers.
And they're like, finally, the metagame is catching up to the Brazil metagame.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't know Portuguese, but that might be what they're asking about. That might be. I know they're asking about whether it's best of 1 or best of 3, but this is a best of 3, so mTw will have the chance to sort of counter what they did here. It's smart that they have all these slows, right? Instead of hard CC, what Empire has a lot of is slows, and they're sort of layering on more with this potential Scotty on this Phantom Lancer, and that makes it much easier for SS to actually land his torrents and boats, which have been really on point. Like, Boat has changed the outcome of several team fights in this game. Cinderin's going to go down to a combination of the Bloodseeker ult, the Funnick Smoke Cloud, and Funnick in general. Yeah, I don't think mTw can stop this push. This will probably be the push that decides the game here.
So, question. Do you think the game would have gone differently had Sniper Middle gone for a more headshot-oriented build to harass?
You know, I think so, honestly. I think if he had actually been able to keep Phantom Lancer, if not out of the lane, then much more careful about getting last hits. And he was only ahead on last hits, even like fairly late by like 4. And really, I feel like Sniper against Phantom Lancer, like you should be able to just harass him out with a headshot in the long range. I definitely think the Shrapnel was excessively cute and a little excessively reverse captain's mode.
Right. I mean, if you're middle,
But since all the buffs to Shrapnel, I have seen more than just, it's not just Matchroom. I've seen people go the Shrapnel first build, not just him. I'm not 100% sure because I still think the headshot, definitely Havost when he plays it, he goes the full headshot range, 3 Wraith bands into Mask of Madness, just the auto attack sniper, and I feel like that's probably still the way to go. And certainly in this game it would have been the way to go because they never ended up pushing. MTW historically has been a very pushing-oriented team, so maybe they figured we'll sort of outmuscle them and push a lot, and then we'll really want the
you
Shrapnel.
can't. I mean, you might be a pushing-oriented team, but that's when they always used to pick Tinker and
Yeah.
Furion. You
Yeah.
can't be a pushing-oriented team when you have the best pusher on your team is Sniper.
Right, and you don't even have Forge Spirits because your Invokers... Oh, God. Blow Your Brain is just absolutely... I guess he just wanted the Orb of Venom, not the Scotty, because now he has Eagle Song. He does go down, but he might be going Butterfly, or he might be going Ethereal Blade, which, as we know, is a great item on all agility carries. It looks like actually the Bloodseeker Q is going to kill Spirit Breaker. Check this out. Poor Bowman. So they do pick off 4 for 2, but they lost Rax, and Cinderin's saying YOLO. That'd be more accurate, I feel, if he had actually died only once this game, but he has 9 deaths, so...
Well, and Blow Your Brains basically just killed himself,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is
Yeah, he
ironic
just-
given his name. Like,
Yes, he was enacting the final scene from Network. So we got wards basically all across. You can see that. Look at this. Look at these 5 wards, actually. Goodness gracious. So Empire has complete map control, complete everything control. Blow Your Brain basically at his leisure can sort of walk in and throw them. I don't know what MTW's game plan is going to be now. I don't know what Cinderin's doing.
can
Oh,
see
he's just
play
warming.
the next game.
I disagree. I believe in never giving up and never surrendering, but you
I
can say what you
know.
want.
I know. That's.
They might get
unfortunate.
the sniper ult here. Yeah, they do. Well, that's something. That's a kill.
So, what are heroes that you never want the other team to have in any situation because they are so versatile?
Centaur. Well, so
No,
Centaur,
no.
Drow, which are both not in reverse captain's mode, so that we'll never see them, even
Okay.
if it was an option.
You'll never gonna give away like a Rubik.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Our team just has no spells you would ever want to steal because we're so bad. No, I think definitely the really strong support heroes are ones you would never give the other team. Like,
I did
okay,
see
so
a
Bane,
Lich
for instance.
being
Bane,
given away
you
really early on.
really don't want to give away. And what happened is Bane was actually given away in the quarterfinals of this
Yes,
tournament,
together with Lich.
but by accident. So
Oh, it was an accident.
The Lich was on purpose, but the Bane next KZ actually ran out of time to make their pick, which in reverse captain's mode is very bad because, you know, any random hero is likely to be far better than the worst possible hero. So they gave away Bane, and then PGG I think went 13-2 on that Bane. Like you really just don't want to give away good crowd control because
And Bane's got like 2 really good crowd control.
right, he is the crowd control hero. That is his gimmick. So they're going to push down this middle tower here, I think. With no Cinderin, there's no real ability to actually deny this in any meaningful way, and I think Tullix at this point is sort of... He's even behind Funnick in terms of net worth, so... Funnick's got the Diffusal Blade, level 2, he's got his Yasha, he's holding the Aegis from that Roche kill that they just pulled off. They are going to try to go on Scandal, but I don't think they even can. I think Warlock doesn't... I mean, all he's got is drums. He literally does not have anything except for drums.
And they get boated again.
Yep.
Another beautiful
These
boat.
boats, yeah, these boats have been great.
Haven't seen boats kill this many people since the Titanic.
Not bad, not bad. Alright, so yeah, I think this is definitely going to be the GG in Game 1. What do you think MTW should try to change for Game 2 to try to get back into this series?
I don't know, because I think the game was just all about that Phantom Lancer just running all over them. So, well, you probably don't want to give out Phantom Lancer again, but yeah, who I think is kind of, is it under or overvalued? Depending on how you define, I suppose.
uh, Overrated as somebody to give to the other team, or underrated as somebody to give to the other team?
Yeah. No, I think he's not.
Triple kill
But
in the
there's,
fountain.
it's really an interesting because with all the extra constraints they placed, it's just such an interesting multiple minimization problem because you're trying to give out other heroes and so forth. So,
Right.
well, they need to lose mid less horribly.
Yeah, they definitely. Well, I don't think they lost mid by that much until Empire really started applying ganking pressure by bringing Scandal down and stuff. But definitely, I think MTW could have made a better showing in mid. I think they had the right hero for the job. I think putting Sniper there rather than trying to go support Sniper on the side lane was, as you famously advised. Oh wow, did you see Kunkka's build double plate mail? This is look at how smart they played. They were just played super defensive to ensure that this Phantom Assassin couldn't just crit through them really quickly. Kunkka went Vanguard, plate mail, and Bloodseeker went blade mail. So really smart on their part to just be like, well, our attempt is going to be to just tank everything you throw at us, and that's sort of why also you saw the butterfly on Phantom Lancer. All right, so that was a pretty good first game, I think. Pretty fun.
Well, pretty. It wasn't very close.
It was not very close. I think it started out. I think MTW had sort of a minor early game advantage. They were leveraging the bullman charges pretty well, but then they sort of just none of their lanes became overly favorable. The Ricky sort of definitely beat Warlock bottom once the Spirit Breaker sort of settled down in the bottom lane. Ricky handily beat him. He got
Well,
vastly more farm.
no, but Ricky beat him because Warlock was spending the entire time charging people.
I don't think there was a pretty long period in the middle, sort of where it was just 1-on-1, and even then I think Ricky was doing better. But yeah, certainly Warlock did a lot of charges where at the beginning, which were effective at the beginning, but as they sort of fell further and further behind, the Spirit Breaker became more and more completely useless. And you can see by the end, he had no farm. He was 2-8. Didn't make that big of a contribution. Not I think to any fault of his own, but just that they sort of fell behind in all the lanes. And definitely that mid lane I think could have just gone vastly better.
So, but this is a bit of a trade-off because, for example, like they will often give you like in this format, they'll give you like a hero that could potentially be strong mid, but if you send him mid, you're fucking over both of your other lanes. So it's very
Right.
much a trade-off. Is that you're trying to have the least amount of absolutely terrible lanes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely true. And I think MTW, given their lineup, actually had one of the better lane arrangements that they could have had. The one really questionable thing was sort of the Spirit Breaker bottom, but I don't know how else they could have done it. The other thing they could have done was put the Anti-Mage. Well, Anti-Mage doesn't really beat Ricky either. Like he loses to Ricky even harder. So no, I think they worked well with what they
Well,
had.
at low levels, it's not so bad.
It was interesting because in their drafting strategy, I thought they did pretty well. Like especially forcing Empire to give them Invoker, who is not a bad hero by any means, was definitely a good drafting coup. And I don't think Empire should have banned Zeus in the second phase. But I think Empire was very good. Once actually we got into the game, their tactics of, okay, let's make sure that this Phantom Lancer gets the farm he needs to become dangerous. And we don't really care what happens. Like, we don't care that Scandal and SS are going to get no farm at all. We'll give Goblack this sort of weird jungling role, and that's fine. But we're going to make sure that no matter what, everybody's always rotating in the middle to help out Blow Your Brain. And that really worked because, I mean, Blow Your Brain got way too huge for anybody on MTW to deal with.
So what's gonna be different this game? So